it might be my last tour before I quit this earth. But nevertheless, we got trapped here in Santa Barbara because we took videos of the cops violating our civil rights and our disability rights. Okay, we got them on video doing it. So here's what they did. They came to us when we were in a parked. They didn't have any disability parking for a vehicle that was as long as mine, and they came with the park rangers and rousted us. And when we told them, no, we can't just pick up and go that fast. Like my son, it's in the morning. My son has to bathe me, put my clothes on, and we have to eat, and then we can go. But he didn't said, no, you have to leave right now. And it was impossible to leave right now like he wanted us to. I wasn't in the front end. I was back here like I am now, where I'm always in bed. My son takes care of me. Now, these people have trapped us here by saying that we had warrants from some time ago, for 2014, 2016, but they're misdemeanor warrants, okay? Now, they can't arrest a person passing through here for a misdemeanor warrant that is years old. The California statute says so. They have a year. If they can't prosecute you for a charge within a year for a misdemeanor, it's no longer a misdemeanor and it's gone. So here we are now, and they charged me with something called Sarah Sicker or something like that. That I harassed her way back, and I don't know when. Okay, but we haven't been in California in I think 10 years. So anything they're doing here, well, look, this page, I needed to explain this page here. This page they served on my son in the courtroom, and it's got all the wrong information on it, okay? It doesn't have Norman Wicks Sr. or Norman Wicks Jr. They mixed it up so bad that they have my son charged with what they claim I did, and I'm charged with what they claim my son did. Okay, and that's why this number is here. Where's that number? That yellow. Okay. My case was 18CR00068. But when my son went into the courtroom, they were charging him with 18CR00068. Now they're charging him on the same piece of paper. They just crossed it out, which is illegal. You can't cross out stuff on a legal document. Okay, you have to amend the document. Okay, so now they're charging him under 805568. Oh, I'm sorry, they're charging him under 17CR11031. In any event, they got us stuck here because now my son has a court date of the 26th for this farce. This is a total made-up farce to cover up what the cops did, okay? They're trying to cover up what the cops did by charging us with misdemeanors that are years old as a method to threaten us and intimidate us, okay? So now we've gotten 2 tickets because we can't park anywhere because of the length of our vehicle. So they're discriminating against a disabled old man in your city. Is that what you want, you folks out there? Do you want these cops doing this? Look at this paper. Here, focus in on that, Norman. This is illegal what they're doing, okay? Totally illegal. I don't think the judge even knew that they snuck this in there. This is not Norman Wicks Sr. This is Norman Wicks Jr., according to this, okay? But these things on here were meant for me, not for my son. So they dickered all this up. There's total incompetence here. They had to amend this in the courtroom because they went through the whole proceedings thinking that my son was 82 years old and severely disabled. Okay? And at the very last, my son kept on saying, no, you got the wrong thing going on here. At the very last, before they left the courtroom, the lawyer says, "Oh, wait a minute, he's right. There is a big mistake here." So they started amending the record up on the desk, but they didn't amend it the rest of the way. They left it like this, and they served this paper on my son, and this was meant for me. With the conditions on here, those were meant for me, not my son. Okay? But they're on my son's paper because they gave it to him. And they gave it to Norman Wicks, which could have been me or him, covering themselves. Okay? They can say, "Oh no, that's Norman Sr." But it's not. You got arrested for this, and that's your number right there. Okay? Now, you folks don't know us very well, but we used to live in Santa Barbara some years ago. We're not drug users or anything like that. Okay? Recently, I just became a millionaire. Okay? And so they gave me part of the money, so I decided I would buy some vehicles, and me and my son would take a trip through California down to LA and get our gold smelted. That's all there is to it. Nothing else. We're not doing drugs, we're not bothering anybody, we're not stealing. We're just two disabled people, okay, who they think are marginal. We don't have any money, and they want to, and whatever money we do have, they want to steal on us, okay? With tickets. We can't leave, so we're stuck here getting tickets for parking. Is that what you guys authorize these people to do to people passing through your city? This is going on the internet. People are going to watch this and see this. You don't want this going on in your city, okay? I'm nobody. I haven't hurt nobody. I haven't done anything to nobody except take a video of Santa Barbara cops doing what they normally do, violate the rights of people who they think are marginal or poor. Okay, they target them, they antagonize them, they intimidate them until they take their vehicles away from them. That's why there's so many people living on the streets, because you took all their vehicles away from them. And you sold them and you made money off of it.
They're downright mean.
And they're downright mean. This is downright meanness here. They're after my two vehicles. They're making me stay here until they can do enough to me and my son to take our vehicles and everything we own.
Talk
But
about
no.
the mean nurse last night.
Oh, last night I was in the hospital because all day long I was hurting from falling down the night before. And finally my son talked me into going to the hospital. So I went to the hospital yesterday. And I had a big lump on my head and a big scab. And the nurses where I was previous were nice. But this time when I went in there, this is like the very next day I'm in there, they put me with a nurse that was a natural bitch.
She got mean with me, and I just got
there.
there.
Yeah, my son just got in the room, and she got mean with him. And I told her, "Look, you're bothering us. And we're talking to this nurse right here, and you're bothering us. You ain't got nothing to do with what's going on
you
here."
were talking to me.
Yeah, and she went off
on you because
on
you
me.
were talking to me.
Yeah, so
she butted into your conversation.
And so when the doctor came around, here's what the doctor did. I asked him for a soft collar to put around my neck because my neck was swimmy, doing like this and hurting me. So no, that's not indicated for your neck problem. He said, you don't have any trauma in your neck. I said, you're out of your mind, man. I got 3 pinched nerves in my neck that are documented. And 6 in my back. What are you talking about? And he got humpy, really humpy, and then left the room. And that's how the doctor, and here's what happened. They wanted me to take a CAT scan, and I couldn't do it the way they wanted me to without some pain medication because it hurts a lot.
You caught some whiplash, and they wouldn't give you the whiplash collar.
Yeah, I got whiplash because I fell backwards and banged my head and my shoulders on the ground.
And whose fault was that?
The cab driver left me unattended.
He didn't get out?
Anyway, he didn't get out and help, and he wasn't a medical transport. He was just an ordinary transport person who didn't work with the disabled or the elderly. So I wound up banging my head on the ground and my shoulders. And even though I didn't go to the hospital that night, I thought I could weather it because it was late and we were tired. So the next day, my son talked me into going to the hospital, so I did. and they didn't do anything for me except make some money off of me. I didn't get any kind of questioning from the doctor about how I was feeling or
How about your
anything.
X-rays?
Yeah, and I told them I wanted to see my X-rays, and they told me, yeah, the doctor will be down with your X-rays or your CAT scan film. Okay, they wouldn't let me see my CAT scan film. Okay, now I know I have the right to see that kind of a thing. Okay, all right, now here are people. We have become targets for the parking and the police department. We just got another ticket this morning because my son went to pick me up at the hospital at 12 o'clock in the morning, and when he left with me, we couldn't find any parking nearby, and he didn't want to drive because he was sleepy. So we parked in the first space that we could get, not knowing it was a Tuesday space.
Thursday.
It was a Thursday space, and we were in the Thursday space sleeping. So we got a ticket for that. And that's what I'm talking about. We're stuck here, right? Because they gave my son a court date for a charge that he that happened in 2014 or 15 or something like that. They're claiming that. We haven't seen no warrant. We haven't seen an affidavit for a warrant either, or for me. I know damn well we left Santa Barbara in good graces because the Santa Barbara police were at the train station with us. They came over to see if we were sleeping there or if we were getting on the train, and they took our information. So they know who we were when we got on that train. And there was no warrants then, and there weren't none now, unless they just created them, which they can do because they're so corrupt and so immoral that doing that to disabled people is nothing to them. They're heartless, literally heartless. While they screw with us, all kinds of other people that live in this city are committing violations right in front of them, and they ignore the violations. And one of them is the food vendors that are all over the place vending fruit and all kinds of other stuff, and they have no license, they have no health card. Okay, they can't do that, but they're doing it. So they come after us, and we even told them, wait a minute, why are you bothering us over here? You got all these people around the park there that are vending food without a license and without a permit. That's illegal, right?
They admit they have a problem with that.
And they admitted they had a problem with that, but there it is right in front of them. Nobody said nothing. And when something happens and the disease starts going around, who are they going to blame for that? That's why they have a health department. That's why they have a health certificate. They check your stand out. They make sure everything is, that your cooking is safe for the public. These guys, you don't know, okay? You're taking a chance eating their shit. That's what you're doing. You have no idea who these people are. Most likely they're immigrants. I don't know. But they seem to be. In any event, we would like to just continue our trip down to LA with our 50 pounds of scrap gold.
Where
And
is
the
it
police
right now?
department has it right now. The guy took it, the cop took it out of my vehicle and said, I'm taking this down to the police department for safekeeping. What can I do about it? He just took it. I didn't give him permission. I didn't ask him to
No
do
warrants.
it. No warrant for it. No
No
search
Miranda
warrant.
rights.
No Miranda rights. No nothing. They didn't give Norman Jr. his Miranda rights either.
And they shoved the key in our lock and broke it off.
And they're the last ones that had my keys, and they broke a key off in our lock. Purposely. So we couldn't get in. It took us a long time to get in the window. Okay? But that's one of the things, the dirty little tricks they
You mean
pull.
the door?
Huh?
The door,
Yeah.
not window, door.
Okay. Anyway, folks, no doubt there'll be more videos, okay? Because these people are not going to let us alone. This
Who's
is
being mean?
atrocious that they're trying to charge a misdemeanor for years ago.
Why are people so mean? What's going
I
on
have
with all
no
this
idea why
meanness?
they're so damn mean.
I mean,
Nobody.
meanness all around is just for the sake of being mean. I can't hang with that. You know,
Me
me,
neither, man.
I want to
Shoot.
go somewhere else where people aren't mean. I thought this was a place where people weren't mean, but maybe I forgot.
You did forget. Yeah, they were really mean to us the last time we were here. You wound up in jail
And lost our RV.
and lost our RV
Yeah.
because the district attorney wanted to press charges on my son, and he wanted me to do it for abuse. When in fact, no abuse happened.
It was the sheriff. And I
It
talked
was
to
a show
somebody
of.
about that sheriff, and the reason why the sheriff got away when everybody else got busted out in Buellton, because the worst person is the snitch.
And they get away. And so, folks, if you want this stuff going on in your county and in your city, then don't say anything. But if you don't, you call up the city and tell them stop trapping people here and bleeding them dry for their money. Because that's what they're trying to do to us. Okay? We already got 2 tickets now. It's $120. Now, we've already spent about $4,000 in this city. I don't mind giving my money, but they want to take it. It's not good enough for them. They want, and that's why the video, you're a peace officer. You came here to get a peace for the city. That's why you're here. Okay, you didn't come here for peace and quiet. You came here to get a piece of us.
There's no peace, no rest.
Anyway, thank you, folks.